A core aspect of TPM prior to me ever being there, it's always been the case that the journalism and the content was the most important aspect of the company. And the notion of maximizing profit is not something that has ever come up. It's never been something discussed or anything like that. A way to, it's always been about sustainability. We want to grow at a a reasonable pace, but we don't want to sacrifice quality for revenue, or for profit, I would say. Now, I, we still have to do things like, I don't love all of our programmatic ads. Like, some of them are annoying. If I was a reader, I'd be annoyed, but we have to have them to maintain our payroll and benefits and things like that at the moment. I think what happened though was that we realized that into the future we were going to have a more stable revenue stream, because we weren't going to play the scale game with BuzzFeed, with Fox, with Huffington Post, and the ad market was changing. You had Google, you had all the programmatic players that were getting bigger, and you had direct advertising dollars starting to go to these places. They had massive scale. And so I think it was, Josh basically saw that we needed to we needed to begin learning how to monetize the readership and demonstrate to them that this quality, this inherent quality that TPM has already had. Now, it was a fairly, I don't want to say easy, but TPM's approach to journalism lent itself to memberships early. And so I think it was like a natural next step. I mean, from my perspective, I've always thought that eventually you'd have to pay for news, because the idea that everything would always be free never made any sense to me, because if you look historically, successful media companies have always had multiple revenue streams. Always. People make a big deal about newspapers being inexpensive and the penny press, but the penny press you had to pay a penny. Like, you were still paying for newspapers, and they had advertising. And so I think this was a core belief of mine, even just coming out of college, was you need to have multiple revenue streams. And so we had programmatic advertising, we had direct advertising, and we also had an audience that was extremely dedicated, and Josh would talk about this all the time, like, they come to the site multiple times a day, they like what we do, and we're proud of the work that we do. And so that should be the next revenue stream. And it creates stability, it creates predictability over time. And so for all those reasons, it made sense to start focusing on memberships.